for our launcher. And then we sent up 2 refuelers. So, I mean... not too shabby. Overall, I don't think. Because I think the original launch was 50,000, so this collectively was about 100,000. Let me see, it was 190,000. Ah, yeah, 190,000. That's still that's not too bad. Like I said, I was meticulous, and I spent an entire hour sitting there trying to do math and delta V equations to figure out how cheap I could go, and went too cheap. And I still ended up at about 100,000. You consider the extra launchers. A little more if you count this extra lander I decided to send out ahead. I don't know if that counts. Or at least our moon comm network looks pretty well set up. Like, we shouldn't have much of a problem here getting connection. Because that was worrying me a lot before I decided to try and do this. I didn't do any science on the mission whatsoever. I just did it because. Okay, yeah, then for 109,000 credits, that is quite an expense. But at least you did it in style. So we're about to switch over. Yep. Good deal. I think I did totally miss Munsat 1 moment here. Oh no, might be coming back around. Multi-missioning like a champion. Let's make this a circular orbit till we decide how we're gonna do this here. It's just perfect like that. Just make sure we're doing this as cheap as possible. One more time. Cool. Then we can start to plan out our landing site from there. So that was in 59 minutes. Meanwhile, what's that one? Which way is this one going? It's going down and back around here. Let's go and Burt Bacharach. Alright, we need that to come back around here. Multi-missioning. Just doing 2 or 3 things at the same time. No big deal. I've gotten good at this. Need a time where a little better than that. A little better than that. Let's see, which maneuver action comes first? Looks like it's going to be Moonsat 1. Lander's still a good while away. Moonsat 1's about to do its thing. So let's switch to Moonsat 1. Just because, contracts. Let's close out some contracts if we can. Or Munsat 1, however you want to pronounce that. Just a happy little satellite. Buzzing the terrain. See if we enter this zone. Waiting for it. Any second now. Any moment. Nope. Too far away. Darn. Okay. We'll monitor it for its next orbit. While also checking our maneuver node. Make sure we don't let too much time pass by. I wish there was a way that you could, like, not just pick types of craft to check orbit on. I wish you could just, like, pick specific craft, like, multiple at a time to track. There's probably a mod to do exactly that I'm just too stubborn to use. Because then I go, I don't need no mod. And then, you know. Wow, these are going to be, like, really tight. I think it's going to be more important that we get this, this maneuver right. Okay, while we're doing this, let's get this lined up for the burn. So we only need to do this about 19 seconds from burn. So when we need, or from node is when we need to start burning. Nope. Munsat, switch to. I feel like every time I start a career mode game, things get to the point where I'm so stingy with my money that I end up realizing out of the blue that I have $6 million with only half the tech tree and a couple buildings upgraded. Yeah, that's kind of like I was trying to be very cautious that I at least did some other stuff. Like something exciting, especially for this. Am I entering this zone? Am I entering this zone? Please tell me I'm entering this zone. Nope. Missed my window anyway. So let's go back to the capsule and let's do our burn. Is this engine activated? It is, right? Yes. Yes, it is. I need to not question myself. It is activated. The next thing that activates is this. And we don't want it activated. It was not activated. So what the hell engine was activated? Now it's a 5-second burn. Okay, now that makes more sense. So we're gonna wait till 2 seconds to burn. I'm nervous now. Is there some kind of engine that's on somewhere that I don't know about? Can't imagine. I'm the designer of this thing. Little correction burn. Yeah, little tiny correction burn. Are we in orbit? We're in orbit. Alright. Let's just make our orbit a little more sane here. Watch our fuel levels. No maneuver node this time. We gotta get into low orbit anyway. Fairly equatorial too. I did pretty good there. Looks like there's very little deviation there. I think I might have missed also Xperi. I think was on a rendezvous with the Mun. I think I missed seeing that. I think Xperi may have smashed into Mun. Or it was flung way out. Oh, it's flung way out. Look at Xperi. So I didn't miss it. That's good. Okay, that's 4 hours away. I can switch to our test lander. I should at some point just jump back to the KSC and check all the contracts just to make sure I'm not missing any cool contract opportunities here while I'm time warping a ton. Okay. Just a little bit of time to go ahead and aim this. So at 6 seconds to node. Oh, I missed my window there while I was trying to line up. That's fine. Doesn't really matter that much. Just going to change our landing zone a little bit. Okay. So we could do this suicide burn style. It should take us 16 seconds to come to a full stop. Let's mess with this a little bit right now. Let's kill our horizontal velocity a little more. Do a fall straight down. Oh, wrong button. Okay. Yuki. So again, we're setting up to, oh, I was being foolish. Didn't carry all these tanks with us. Look at those. Let me see. What planets, moons have to... Oh, my brain's not working. What planets, moons have I been to since the very beginning of the game? I've only ever been to Eve, Duna, and Jewel once or twice. I've never played any other planets. Actually, I've only ever done Eve once and Duna once, both on live stream. This is actually only my third moon landing. So I actually do surprisingly little. So what I'm going to do, because this should take me what I want to see. Yep, right there. 4 seconds at full throttle is what's claiming it'll take me to stop this thing. And I don't fully believe that. I don't think that's anywhere near accurate. Yeah, what the hell? A little bit more. It's gonna be pretty close to a suicide burn. It's saying it'll take us 4 seconds to stop. It was actually, I think, pretty accurate. Still going to be cautious about this because I don't know how high the surface is, right? I do have a decent amount of fuel left. Where's my shadow? Oh, there it is. Right below us. Right? No, that's a rock. That's our shadow. Whoop. Don't want to take back off. Don't do that. Need to put like a thrust limiter on this thing. Okay. It made it. It's all kind of derpy. I think I broke some landing legs. But we made it. So we're going to keep experiments, because what I'm going to try and do is recover that. Oh, I should have taken this one when it was like low over. So I'm going to try and land the main lander like a little closer to this. Like close enough we can actually do something with this. Okay, stop wobbling. Stop wobbling. It's a little goofy. Never trust those dang maneuver nodes. It's so true. Well, at least we have a landing target. Oh, Munsat 6 got thrown off a little bit. I wonder how that happened. Strange. Good place to watch Munsat 1 from. See, it's like its orbital travels so much that I think it's going to be a challenge to get all these temperature scans like I think I'm going to. See if I can get this one at least. Still not over those satellite orbits. It was like 2.5 hours of maneuvers, to be fair. Is this gonna tell me I'm in that area? No. Doesn't count. I missed it. I missed it. Alright. Well, that's lame. Just gonna mess with this for a second. It's like one of those landing legs gets stuck in the ground. Oh, there it is. There it is on the reload. How do I get these to stop being ridiculous? There we go. Bingo. Oh, look at Munset 1. Look at that. That is such a ridiculous thing to see. All right, now. That'll be our target landing zone. Munset. I'm going to go check contracts. Then I'm going to go speed up our lander. Oh, boy. Definitely a long one. Wow, no missions I want to do. This one I can't do. Alright. Off to moon mission then. Where's the EVE probe in terms of... Oh, yeah, it's plus 3 days because I missed its window. Don't think anywhere good there. Minmus probe is still 8 days out, so that's good. Didn't miss my Minmus window. That's even more science with a Minmus probe. When will we get to see you do rover missions on the Mun? Not sure. Hopefully, actually, fairly soon. I am trying to keep things fairly contract-oriented, though, so it all depends. Okay, so 3 hours ahead. Let's warp there. Watching all the debris in space there. I've got a crazy idea for taking care of that debris, by the way. That I'm not sure I'm going to share just yet. Oh, I could have totally just gotten that one. That's a waste. Okay, now where's our target zone? There's Munset. Target zone... Where's our target zone? Isn't he right here? Where'd he go? Isn't that our base right there? Looks like it is. What the heck? Oh, it's because I did change it over to a base. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, we need some inclination change too when we do this. That sucks. Wish I'd realized that sooner. Inclination change, you use much less fuel doing it further away, so I wish I'd noticed that. But that's what it is. I'm in a time crunch here. Try and do this all in one stream. Let's not go that crazy. Let's do this. I'm gonna miss my window because I'm gonna be doing this crap too much. Alright, let's just do it. Let's just aim for it. I want to get 3 seconds away from burn, and then we're gonna make it. This will get us into a circular orbit. Sure we don't overdo it, because we will just smash into Mun very easily here. Even though they're almost useless and inevitably roll over and blow up, I miss doing missions with them. Yeah, rovers are still fun. I did do one Kerbal rover just the other night. But that was a Kerbal rover. That's not the same. Getting that sweet, sweet KSC science. There we go. There's a perfect orbit. Okay. Now at ascending node, we need to bring this up a little bit so we can go over the rover base. Right there. Okay. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. 8 minutes, we got a 1 second burn. I'm going to make that more manageable, so I'm going to cut this down. Let's make it a 25% thrust limiter. 9 seconds? No, let's make it a 40% thrust limiter. 3 seconds. There we go. This is actually looking fairly respectable. This looks much more real life friendly compared to my Dude I Called You Bro early moon landings. We still got the bro flag. That's what matters. Now time warp to the maneuver. So we can do this inclination change. And we'll put us over the target landing zone. Then Tom Fred will stay in orbit. And Nedbo will head down in the lander. Okay, so 3 second burn. I want to wait till it's between 2 and 1 seconds here to start. Dead on. Do a little correction burn. What's neat about this is, well, to me anyway, maybe not to everyone, but to me what's neat is this this engine is actually modeled after the one that was actually on the Apollo service module. Okay, now we got a perfect correction. So we're going to go right over that. Or at least fairly close. Now, can I just transfer crew? Nedbo. Yep, Nedbo was able to just transfer over. He's got his lander can all set up. There's a post-it to update a software glitch before flight. Hopefully he did that. Probably a bad idea to give the lander seat to a scientist instead of a pilot. I like Tomford's view. You can now see the lander ready to split off. All right, we're gonna wait till daylight. So we're going to wait till they get to here or so. So we're going to warp here. And then in daylight, I'm going to separate the two. And I'm going to start planning the maneuver for the lander. And we'll finally put the Kerman on the moon. And hopefully, we'll put the Kerman on the moon all in one piece. And not many pieces. That would be a nice bonus. Look at this. This is so cool. I like that view. Now, what I'm going to have to do... extend one of these. Hopefully that doesn't hit anything. Cool. Doesn't. Well planned, Steve. I think I might have tested that on the ground, but I don't remember. So we can get rid of those. So make sure he has good connection. Because I'm going to let him attempt to do a fly-by-wire. So we're going to control from here. We are going to undock. Nedbo's on his own. I want to do a fairly aggressive landing maneuver, landing burn. Just slightly overshoot because I'm going to go to cancel it. So I'm like right there. 23-second burn. Just wondering, can I do the temperature scan reading? Yep. So there's actually one of the contract temperature readings while I was at it. Now, this thing is, Nedbo would normally not be able to RCS, or not RCS, SAS control this, but I'm not sure if it's remote control from this or from the probe core, but that's giving me SAS, so I am happy with that. So let's just give him just a little tiny burn. I have to activate the engine. just to get some distance, so I don't accidentally cause any collisions. Alright, so, the concept here, if all goes according to plan, we will drop off the tanks for ascent, and that should be enough, hopefully, to then lighten us up and put us into lunar orbit again. And then we will use the command module to actually come and get us, because there's no RCS on this thing. So we need it to come and dock to us. Or worst case, have Nedbo bail out, grab all the science, and fly his green ass over. Rescuing Nedbo was the most expensive part of our entire space program so far, so it just seems fitting that he be our first man on the moon. So if everything goes completely wrong, then we will be looking at about million credit waste in one form or another. Like, I want to time warp and get this started, but I'm also nervous, and I don't want to time warp. I'm, like, nervous to do this. As I said, failure represents about 1 million credit waste. Between saving Nedbo, bringing him back, leaving all the space debris that we now have to clean up, and, also all the effort it took us to get here now to the moon. If we just only succeed in killing Nedbo, that'll just be horrible. So at 25 seconds to target, I think, is where I'm going to start. 25 seconds to node. Just gonna check again, make sure things haven't really shifted too much. See, like, I'm gonna have to move my node just a little bit, because I do intend to slow down even to a 0 point. So, like, maybe I should just start the burn when it's saying to start the burn, or maybe I should balance it like I normally balance it. I'm not sure. I'm really questioning myself this time around. There's our target. There's landing zone alpha. Heading pretty much right for it. Getting ready. Fingers on the trigger. It's all about to be on Nedbo. Man, I don't know. Do I... Yeah, I balanced the burn. I'm going to try and balance the burn. Waiting for 13 seconds. So our horizontal velocity completely. It isn't so bad. Eye on the prize. On the landing zone. Get as close to that landing zone as possible. Nedbo looks excited. Daredevil that he is. Okay, once this falls onto my pointer, I'm gonna start burning. This is now up to eyeballing. Land in the big crater so you get the biome from that too. Yeah, I'm gonna try and get that fairly close, though. I really want to get this landing zone. If I get the landing zone, then I can pick up the science, junior science, and take that back. Okay, we've almost gotten ourselves to absolute vertical here. Then you can fly the other lander to you in the crater. That's true. Although that one's got a busted landing leg. I'm not sure if I can fix that since Nedbo's not an engineer. Let's, again, more eyeballing. It's just a little bit of a burn this way. Also decelerating us in the process. Now we have gone through about half our fuel on this lander, which is a point of concern, as we have not even touched down yet. However, on the flip side of that, if you think about it this way, we are not going to have to propel these extra tanks up when we go to take off. Deceleration burn. Just make sure we're going at a reasonable speed when I'm attempting the landing. Ideally, you want to spend less time burning and just shorter, stronger burns for maximum fuel efficiency. Because if you just hover in place, you could spend all day burning fuel and have nothing accomplished. Our shadow. There's our shadow. Here's our shadow. Coming down pretty fast. Good, we're going about straight down. Bingo! Stuck the landing. We're only 1.5 kilometers away from the expected landing zone. That's not too bad, realistically. Okay. Nedbo, take some science, man. Look at you. Nedbo, scientist extraordinaire. Okay. Take surface sample. Time for the longest 1.3 kilometers of your life, Nedbo. Very true. Can you, Yeah, there you go. Now, the cool thing is, he can reset goo canisters. So, when I'm taking back off, I can get some more science there. Alright, let's... Oh, that didn't go as planned. Ooh. That's a little much there, buddy. No proper ladder, that can get interesting. Didn't take a crew report either. Crew report. Keep that assessment. Okay. Yep, take that data. Take that data. Get back in. So we got a temperature scan, the EVA report, the surface sample, atmospheric pressure scan. Oh, we didn't actually get the goo canister. Okay. Now we can take another crew report when we're taking off. Collect data. Remove. Restore. Board. Okay, we're getting a decent amount of stuff here. So now, Nedbo, my friend. See if we can EVA flight. Let's see if we can Gus Kerman this. Bad example? Graceful. Way to go, Nedbo. Alright. My aim camera. Reset camera. Can I just take the science, please? Oop. Yep. Collect data. Move data. Restore. Oops. You're fine, Nedbo. Get up. Alright. Now. Mystery Goo. Collect data. Move data. Restore. Awesome. Alright, we got some good stuff from that sucker. Not bad. Oops. Forgot the jetpack. Alright. Fly our way back. Making our old friend Gus Kerman look like a wuss. So since I am somewhat worried about the fuel situation in the actual lander, this one here, what I think I'm gonna do I'm gonna try and fly the probe lander, the one we just came from, over into that crater, get some more science. Oh, I should have checked if that was another biome while I was over there, by the way. I should have checked that, huh? Surface sample. Let's just see, whatever. Whoop. Okay. Yep, okay, so one of those was a repeat. But that's cool, that's fine. Let Nedbo take a break in the lander. Can your satellites in orbit see the biomes with KerbNet? I have no idea. This is all new to me for that. Let's see. Munsat 3? I feel like there might be like a scanner you need for that. KerbNet access? Target. Yeah, I have no idea how to use that at all. Doesn't look like I can get anything useful out of that right now. I think there's a scanner I need, or else I have no idea what I'm doing. One of those things. One of those two things. Alright, let's, because I did want to be on the edge of this crater for a reason. Let's take our less valuable lander. One that doesn't have a man on it. My beard wants to do some really weird shit today, doesn't it? And let's take that sucker. Yep, towards our other lander and past it. Yeah, that's a repeat. I'll take it anyway, though. Give us a little more altitude again. And head us on our way just a little more to this big crater. What's this aim camera I keep seeing? I'm not sure. I think it's just like a focal thing, like you're supposed to be focusing on that one piece of the craft with your camera view. Well, definitely this thing is making me feel better about how much fuel I have left on the regular lander, too. I'm not quite as worried now. Because this thing's able to do a couple little things here and there with just the same amount of fuel and more or less the same weight. I designed it to be a stand-in. Looks like this is coming down on a not flat surface, huh? See if we can still come down soft anyway. Yeah. Just head down a little more this way. Looks like it's more flat over there. Went a little crazy on the burn there. Didn't need to do that. Yeah, that's still a really bad slope, huh? Oh. Do you have reaction wheels on these landers? I do on the core here. It's actually a very weak one, but there is one. Alright, well, it's staying upright. Yep, far side crater. We'll keep that experiment. Keep that experiment. Now, do I think I can get this back? Is my question. Let's reset the one I took in the air that's worthless. And then let's radio this one out so I at least get some science. None of the external reaction wheel parts. Nope, none at all. Which might have been a bad idea. Okay, let's try to head back. I don't think this is gonna make it. If I run out of fuel, the last thing I'm gonna do is gonna be to radio off that material science. Which is looking more and more like that's going to be the case. Yeah, it's gonna be the last of the fuel right there, I think. This is gonna have a hard landing. Unfortunately. If only I could just, like, airdrop the science down, huh? So right when we're going over. Can we do the lightest suicide burn of all time? Will we run out of fuel? We just did. Let's see. Transmit. Yep, transmit. And if for some crazy reason this survives, then our scientists can go and pick up the data anyway. Alright, alright, alright. Stick the landing. Stick the landing. Hey, the little debris over there is still good. Just forever bouncing along the surface. It's like, it looks like a big old spider. Alright. Tracking station. Now we go back to the real one. Something had to blow up. And I think out of anything, that would be the thing I would choose to have blow up. So. Ooh, okay. Home stretch. I think we got the science we're going to get. I don't think I'm missing any science that I could get easily at the moment. I think what remains is to try and time our takeoff and hopefully do it well. Okay, so these still have fuel priority. So I still have actually some fuel in these extra tanks too. So once these run out, I will ditch them. Is there any other science I should be doing? I think really that's it, huh? Now let's see. Where's our command module? Command module's right there. Let's wait till the command module's right about here. And then we'll try and take off and align with it. And that way I can use its targeting for pathing us to orbit. Also means I'll have it as a radio backup because it has a relay antenna. So we want to head down that line there. Okay. Alright, Nedbo, say goodbye to the moon, my friend. We are making this happen. So make sure I'm doing this right. Yep. Perfect. Doing good, buddy. So we're going to watch these tanks. As soon as these tanks are out of fuel, I'm ditching those. Bingo. I have to be kind of conservative with fuel here. Remember, I can always use the command module to come in and finish up a rendezvous. There's our lander debris, heading back down to the Mun. Landing site behind us, our target, the command module up above us as well. Looking good. Looking real good, actually. So we'll have a 2-second burn once we get to our target node. Then I'll work on raising the orbit. Once I know we have a safe one. Not bad for a scientist. Go, orbit. That's a start. I'm going to line up Apogee. I'm going to line up our descending node as well. Actually, hold on. Go to this maneuver as well. Descending node. Have maneuver. Okay, whatever. It's close enough. So now I got an ascending node maneuver coming up. 0-second burn, so I'll have to turn down the thrust limiter a little bit. So I can actually time this more effectively. Apparently this is a super tiny burn. Didn't time our takeoff window as smoothly as we were doing our takeoff windows earlier with Kerbal flights, but not too bad. We'll figure it out. We'll make it work. We've got a safe orbit, and that's the part I was very nervous about. I was thinking we were going to have another rescue Nedbo mission. I don't think all of Kerbal could afford that again. There we go. Here's our correction maneuver. So we're in the same orbital plane now. Now we just need to raise our apogee. Nah, let's not do that yet. Let's not mess with that. Let's at... Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. Wrong nodes. So that one. Nope. I'm just doing all kinds of craziness. So this is going to be target position. We're going to be way ahead of it. What we really need to do is slow down. In order to slow down in orbital mechanics, you speed up. So you'd have to raise your apogee. There we go. Right there we'd have it intersect. .4. 0.0. Sounds like a good intersect to me. Change up the thrust limiter a little bit, make it so we can be more precise. Okay, the only thing with that though, what does that do to my periaps? Raises my periaps. Okay. As long as it's raising my periaps, I'm a happy man. I'm going from 11,000 to 14,000. Okay. Let's get in position. Okay, our actual intersect, 0.8. Still not bad. Still not bad at all. But we can do better. There we go, 0.0 is our actual intersect. Alright. Now all we'll need to do is equalize out with that when we get there in 34 minutes. With all this warping, how's our little Minmus probe doing? Oh, that's right. We had lost radio contact. We have it back, though. It's still got another 3 days before it gets to an encounter here. Don't know how we got radio contact back, but I'm not complaining. Alright, so if we've got days to wait on that, we can go back to our mission at hand. And we'll time warp out to next maneuver once again. This time, maneuver will be to match speed to target. speed and direction. And then we will use the command module to do the final rendezvous. Since it has the RCS, this does not. Help if I could figure out what I'm doing here for a second. Aim our solar panels, just to make sure we don't run out of power. Make sure that we don't allow anything crazy like that to happen. And time warp. So we're going to want retrograde to target at our closest intersect. Which we're going to get really close. There's our landing zone down there. We're just now coming up on our landing zone, where we originally took off from. See the command module way down there. This would be one of those moments where things went all so well and such a good intersect that I would just have to smash into our target. So I'm going to just start decelerating now. Okay, we will miss it. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Alright. We'll aim ourselves towards our capsule over here. Switch to it. Now our precious RCS fuel comes into play. Make this our target. Watching that maneuver node very carefully. Bingo! I did that without even looking at the darn thing. Just only the nav ball. Alright, we're now done with RCS. I guess we didn't need that much RCS after all. I was worried over nothing. Alright, so Nedbo, I need you to take all these experiments, buddy. Just gently float over to the capsule, to your seat no less. Alright, fine. Do your thing. Okay, get in. Alright, so we got all the science from there. Is there any other science we can do here? Recovery, we do get some for that. We do get some for that as well. And we get some for that. So we're going to send Nedbo back out on EVA. Let's grab this ladder real quick. Take that data. Take that data. Okay. Collect that data. Is there anything left in this one? Collect data. Okay, we'll take that as well. Okay, so some repeats. But lots of science. Now, let's take the last of the fuel from this thing. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should have given it just a little bit of fuel. Do I want to deorbit this with this? No? Yes? Well, that's going to be junked anyway. Let's do this. Refill our monoprop. It's getting funky. Because that way, at least we'll have monoprop to try and do some maneuvers. Save on our liquid fuel, just in case there's an emergency. Good, fully fueled there. Trying to think if there's any other way I can do this. So I want to deorbit this darn thing. I've got such a clean Mun orbit area. I was missing crew report, that's what I was missing. Control from here. Oh. There we go. Now. How do I deorbit this darn thing? And not feel bad about it? Like, I could put a little bit of fuel back in it. I don't know if that's a good idea, though, because that'd be hard to balance the fuel, right? Can we do it with monoprop? If we can. Okay, and then as soon as we're done doing this... Yep, we need to separate. Disconnect, 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 undock. Undock, okay. Now once again, prograde. Get us back into orbit. Goodbye, doomed little lander. Okay. Monoprop maneuvers. Why not? When it works, it works. So now, start working on our return maneuver. Which I never understood when to do the return maneuver. Seems like we can do it wherever. Yeah, that should do fine. Whoop. Turn the RCS off. We'll save that for emergency fuel. So 13-second burn. Make a 5-second burn. Do that in just a second. Almost there. A little bit of correction. Good enough. All right. And just think, in all this time, all the refueling, getting over here, the other lander, the actual lander, the playing around on the surface, now getting back into Kerbal orbit, and the Mid-Miss probe still hasn't had its Mid-Miss encounter that we launched yesterday. It's a very agonizing maneuver as we make our way to Mun Escape. Time warp a little better. About to cut over to... Yep, to orbit. Nice. Now, I'm going to try and do this the calm, sane re-entry way. So we got a decent amount of fuel. So I'm going to try and give us a slightly positive perhaps. So we come in and are still in orbit. And we will do all our deceleration at perhaps. So right now what we're doing is we're making a very fast trip back to Kerbal. But we have the fuel for this, I think, without there being much of an issue. So let's just give it a regular kind of periapse. Good. Now that maneuver is 4 hours away. So let's just time warp this. Look at my insane comms network go. You can see how much it speeds up as we get much closer. So we approach perigee, we're going much faster. So on the one hand, we're going to be going very fast when we get to Kerbal. But on the other, I'm going to use the last of our fuel to slow us down as much as possible at perigee. So they are screaming by Kerbal right now. But with all the fuel that we have on this engine, this should be no problem. And hell, let's boost it even more with the monoprop. Perfect! Alright, so we got literally on the last drop of fuel, we got ourselves deorbited. I am slowing us down just a little more with the RCS. Alright, so that's the very last of our fuel. We will go over the KSC, but we will not come close to landing at KSC, unfortunately. That's just luck of the draw. That's just how we ended up. Such a nostalgic looking craft here, huh? Alright, let's get a little bit closer. Right as we're about to hit atmosphere is where I'm gonna ditch that the service module, just so I can have the solar panels until the last possible second. So much space junk, you can just get lucky enough to see some from here. Really need to do something about that. Alright, now, once we get into the atmosphere, we've got 3 parachutes to try and get us slowed down enough. We've got 1 drogue and we've got 2 mains. So hopefully that should be enough. Let's time warp a little bit here. Just before we get to 70,000s, where I'm going to cut the time warp, I'm going to eject the service module. We don't want that burning up while it's still attached to us and causing any kind of destruction. There it goes. Just going to aim ourselves back retrograde. So we'll let the aerodynamics kind of do their thing. We are passing over KSC now. Kind of anxious to see this all the way through to the end here. It's been a long stream, guys. This has been a lot longer than I usually do, huh? Here we go. I can now let aerodynamics do its job. We no longer have to support this with SAS. Blader will do all the work for us in steering all the way, rest of the way down. Quite the view from inside the capsule. No issues with overheating so far. We are rapidly losing altitude, however. There we go. Should be safe soon to deploy the drogue. Coming up. There we are. Drogue deploy. Should be safe soon to deploy the mains. Looks like it is already, but I'm just going to give this a little longer. I want to see if I can manage to get this on shore. Looks like it's going to be in the water, though. Yep, it's going to be in the water. So let's go for the mains. No one suffered at all from crazy G-forces. That was a lot of work. But yes, I'm very glad that that turned out as it did. We just about have our boys home, so I'm going to just let that hit the water. We'll see how much science we got, and then that will be our night tonight. We have Mid-Miss probe for tomorrow night. Hopefully. It's still got a ways to go. We might find other things to do in the meantime. We'll check the contracts here before we go. As always as well, we are going to put all our videos on YouTube. They all are already so far. So each day typically is maybe just a few hours, and then we'll have it posted. Today might be a little longer since it's already so late. It'll probably be tomorrow morning. But yeah, that was quite a run. I want to see how much science that got us. It'll be science, then cut stream. 632 science. We had almost no science when we took off. So we got 20, 9.3, 36, 2. Man! Material study from Munns Highlands, that was the big one. 100 science. Surface sample, 120 actually, beat it. Thank you, bestie. Have a great night. I'm just going to wrap us up. We did get some recovered funds. Doesn't really matter. We did bring ourselves back over our 3 million mark, which is pretty comfortable. We got some more XP gain for Tom, Fred, and Nedbo. Not too shabby. We now have other things to do. This one's interesting. Conduct temperature surveys of the Mun near K16G1 Lunar Explorer lander. Huh. It's actually like references our lander. That's kind of cool. Build a new orbital station around the Mun. This actually is probably a really good idea to do anyway. Then we could do refueling in moon orbit and launch landers from there. I'll take it. Manly's Hope, I like that. Brolab V2. Explore the Mun. Oh, we just did this too. Park 2 vessels next to each other around the orbit of Mun. Well, we can do a follow-up mission. So I will take that. And this is another temperature on the surface, though. Seems like a lot of work and not a lot of funds to pull that off. So I think I'm not going to do that one. Wow. Quite the day, guys. So one more time, thanks everyone for watching. Catch all our previous episodes on youtube.com/dudeICalledYouBro down there at the bottom. And as always, have a good night, guys.